Nighttime and probably the disruptor is dead. Yeah, disruptor is dead.
Nice. I was scared for a moment the glimpse was gonna force him back to base, but that wasn't enough. He actually TP'd in trees and waited for 2 seconds. Oh, is Juggernaut
I
gonna
think
be double too?
yeah. The spin is used already, so Juggernaut is also dead.
Oh, that's really good. 40 seconds into nighttime, the Night Stalker is doing what he does best at night, hunting and killing heroes off. Queen of Pain is actually walked to ace.
A pretty good start for Night Stalker actually. So
yeah,
in the first night,
exactly.
He just got two kills back to back once the night time starts.
Oracle is forced to pick up the regeneration rune, but Queen of Pain is in a bit of trouble. Icarus is gonna blink out and he's still gonna die because Void Spirit has the Astral Step. Not a solo kill exactly.
Yeah, now the problem with this death is Icarus had already TP'd mid and died. So you have to just respawn and walk down the lane.
Yeah, so unfortunate. And they make a rotation from the disruptor. They decide to jump on the Bane, and the sleep is gonna be off target. And a glimpse comes in. Wraith King is gonna be in trouble. He's level 5. He might not be able to get an extra life out, but instead Night Stalker comes to the rescue. Yes. I'm gonna try to get some more kills, but hey, I like this. This is a high level skill game, clearly. You can see the rotations making all the sense. Every rotation is getting some kind of kill. Night Stalker is actually thinking of diving in, but he decides to go back. Is he gonna probably throw the void? He's only short of 5 mana. The Dark Ascension expired. That was a close one nonetheless. Hey, nice thinking. We have an attempt for a kill at top lane. Impale gets thrown up and Sonic Wave blows up the Juggernaut. Even stun is gonna be there on Disruptor. He's gonna die once again.
It's a nice rotation from the Radiant side. As soon as they saw that Night Stalker had just defeated bot lane, so immediately the what WK did is just rotated into the top lane just to make space for the team. There's no point in standing.
It's hard to keep up the action. Like there's 3 different things happening at the same time. Everyone is making amazing amount of crucial plays. Oh, they actually turn on the Void Spirit. They're gonna use the Spite Carapace, but he's back to safe. Definitely wasn't that easy to stun the Void Spirit with the Spite Carapace. Oh, Manuel actually dies to Juggernaut. I actually didn't see that. Omni Slash get used.
Let's do this.
I need to pay more attention to the map because I'm missing out on some plays. They actually start hammering down at bottom and they see a big stack which they are just gonna skip past.
There is a smoke coming from QOP and Nyx. And this Disruptor is so very dead.
Yes, Disruptor is definitely gonna die. Riptide actually takes the last hit and just secures the kill. There's an Observer Ward. Interesting spot. Do you see this one? The one Night Stalker just walked past beside the outpost.
Yeah.
It's the reason why the Juggernaut saw Night Stalker walking up to him. Oh, he actually... Oh, he's actually gonna go for this kill. Is he?
Yeah, I think so.
Gonna...
Oh no, that's a nice play from Void Spirit.
Yeah, did you see the mana mismanagement from the Night Stalker? He used Dark Ascension to get the fly vision, and that costed him to not have enough mana for the Void. And the magic stick was on cooldown, which is why he couldn't get the backup mana as well. So, it's life lost. I know it wasn't a futile attempt. Oh, Titan is in trouble. He's actually cornered. Are they actually gonna see him? Wraith King sees him. Throws up the skeleton. He's gonna right click him. 1 crit, 2 hits, dead. Did you see how Icarus and Shiva went on these sections? Like these 3 spots in the trees?
Just to close out the vision of, just to see where the Tide Thunder went. Like as soon as they saw the Tide Thunder is not there, Manuel just moved to the other side of the map.
Disruptor gets purged. He's actually gonna stun them, but There is a kill secured. Void Spirit jumps in. He's gonna blow up. He has double damage. Icarus surviving with just a slither of HP. He's down to 10%, and the Nightmare is gonna the Oracle fall asleep. So they cannot chase. They cannot throw the roof. And they're going for Raid King. Raid King already knows this spot isn't a safe spot to farm, so he calls for more backup from Bane and Nightstalker. While we do so, the stack is being taken by the Juggernaut. He's down to half HP, but the stack has been successfully cleared. Very soon we'll see a healing ward popped in, and he's very close to making Maelstrom completed. There's the smoke coming in.
Bane also has an ultimate, so they will be going for the Oracle first. The Oracle is pretty much dead now.
Oracle is dead. Savage is used. They decide to finish off the Night Stalker, and they do. Oh, interesting. The Disruptor is actually making an escape. The Impale actually connects. One hit should do it. And they're diving at bottom. Man, this Void Spirit is playing amazing. He actually got the kill on the Night Stalker, jumped into the trees, juked his way into the trees, and makes a TP back to base. All this time, Juggernaut was getting creeps non-stop. That's why he's leading the last hits charge with 85 last hits. Bottom lane, they decide to go on the Tidehunter once again. He gets gripped and he instantly gets False Promise. That was one of the fastest False Promise I saw. I'm sure they decide to abandon this adventure of killing Tidehunter. They just realize he's gonna get healed to quite a bit of HP. So a few spells thrown, few ultimates thrown, but nothing could be achieved. Disruptor is finally level 6. He has Veil of Discord completed. They are actually trying to make a go for the Wraith. They can use the ultimate here. Icarus is invisible and he's gonna blow up a huge sonic wave which is gonna finish off the Disruptor, but he's already done his job. Impale misses and they decide to do the Tidehunter. They know there is no False Promise. Tidehunter actually makes TP out and he is not gonna make it. The critical strike from the Wraith King to secure that kill. He is not gonna take magical damage, but he's certainly gonna get slowed and right click down to death by the Queen of Pain. This bottom tower looks dead. And what do you think about this team fight?
This team fight is going in, like as we have discussed, like it's a pretty tough game for the dire supports. It's like they have QOP, they have Nyx, you need to have vision. Without even Nice Tower coming to that fight, that Invi rune from QOP and that ultimate busted down the Disruptor totally. And
And do you remember like the invisibility rune? The Sonic Wave was thrown up. The Disruptor did try to instantly silence the Queen of Pain as soon as he realized. But it was.
But
all
there was
in
no
vain.
follow-up damage.
I guess
Yeah,
he was
there
gonna
was no
try to
follow-up
finish.
damage.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate. After the Sonic Wave and Scream was used, then the silence came in, so it made no sense. They used another smoke.
It's a
They
4-1
actually
smoke.
do
Going
have
for
Ravage.
WK.
They actually know Wraith King doesn't have ultimate, so are they gonna finish him off with the spin? They use the Ravage, they decide to blow him up. Man, the aggression is punished. I'm very sure they kind of studied Manuel's movement or found him farming some kind of camp at bottom. That's why they decide to take this aggression. And the opponents probably didn't expect them to come at this zone, right? Because they just took the tier 1 tower before a minute ago. So, oh, they're actually looking at the Juggernaut. He gets gripped. There is the False Promise. He's not gonna die right away. He's actually spinning as well. He is gonna get blown up. Did you see the misplay? Because of spin, the Oracle couldn't use the third spell to heal him.
Even if he uses third spell to heal him, actually QOP ultimate was there. It's just pure damage. So even if he uses pain,
Right.
you cannot survive from the QOP ultimate.
I see. Oh, there's the Kraken Shell popping in, the Impale, and there is the Silence which we spoke about, which is gonna cause real problems for Tidehunter. They're diving tier 2 tower. Are they gonna kill him? White
can't kill
Carapace
this
is off the
Tide
mark,
Hunter.
and their TP is coming
Yeah,
from the
Tide is
Oracle.
it.
The Tide Hunter is definitely dead. A trade kill comes from the Void Spirit for the Bane and the support duo. So Nyx and Bane taken out of the equation. They're gonna try to kill the Night Stalker as well. He actually dies. The magical burst is insane. But Void Spirit's spell amplification is coming thanks to Kaya.
But that's not a good trade at all. A good trade for the Radiant side, like giving 3 kills to White Spirit just for killing a Tide, is not at all a good trade.
Also, don't you think, like, okay, yeah, sure, you want to kill the Tide Hunter, but there's no objective you're actually achieving by taking that kill. You've already taken the tier 1 tower at bottom, so it's best if you chill and farm. I understand you wanted to answer the aggression with some counter aggression.
Like, if you don't have
But,
QOP in the fight,
yeah.
you cannot burst down that Tide. Like, Nyx, Vayne, and Night Stalker cannot burst down that Tide that easily. You need to have QOP in the fight to
and on top
do
of
the
that,
burst damage.
so yeah, and on top of that, the 2 supports died to Void Spirit, gave him so much gold, and even Oracle joined after the Tide Hunter died, so he got some decent amount of XP too. See how he's already done with the Ghost Scepter after Tranquil Boots. So they will try to take this bottom tower. It's siege unit timing. Arcane Runes bottled by the Void Spirit, and he's building up a Kaya and Sanj. There's TP coming from the Wraith King. He's actually backstabbing them. There's backup coming from the Wraith King, but he's all alone. He is gonna have some trouble. The healing ward gets thrown out. Healing wards get hit. Queen of Pain actually blinks in and gets Omni Slash instantly, and the Ravage gets thrown up. Wraith King has his second life up. There is a grip. It's false promised. So there is more bad news for the Radiant team. Wraith King is trying his best, but is not able to take a hit because there's too much kiting. They actually finally managed to finish off the Void Spirit thanks to the Nyx.
But this Night Stalker is going ham. This Night Stalker is going ham on them. Like, he just
Night Stalker joined the fight.
He just
really
jumped
late,
into the back
but
line.
he
He
is
just jumped
actually-
into the back line. Yeah, he just jumped into the back line,
Straight
killed that Oracle, then went for the Juggernaut, then went for the Disruptor. He's just going one by one, killing all the soft heroes
And
first, and after that going on to Tide.
It's a tough kill, but I'm sure he'll be able to finish him off. Actually, the Bane should be okay. Never mind. It's gonna be the Night Stalker finishing him off. I thought the Bane is gonna secure the kill with Brain Sap. Did you see how good timing was there on the False Promise? Like, the grip was there on Juggernaut, and instantly the False Promise saved him. And that stalled them from killing the Juggernaut right away.
I think the Bane needs to wait for the Night Stalker to go on the Oracle first, and before using the French Grip. Because every time he uses the French Grip,
soon.
yeah. Every time he uses the French Grip, if Oracle is not silenced or Oracle is not, like, no Nightmare is used on Oracle, he'll be just using the False Promise on that hero. And that's for sure.
I certainly agree with you that, because that is allowing the Juggernaut to buy like 8 or 7 seconds time. And imagine if the Juggernaut actually has decent amount of right click damage. So yeah, you know you're dead, but at least 8 seconds time you can dish out some extra damage, which can be a game changing situation. And also, I like how the Wraith King is joining these team fights and frontlining.
Saturn spectator দিলে কতক্ষণ দেওয়া?
Faith in fate restored.
There's a pause coming in, guys. It's a bit of
second,
technical
connect
issues
হয়েছে।
as usual.
ইউটিউবে কতক্ষণ হচ্ছে দিলে?
100 সেকেন্ড হবে না? কি হয়েছে? কিছু প্রবলেম হয়ে গেছে কি?
কিছু হ্যাং করে গেছে। কেউ একটু রিপ্লাই দিতে পারবে? ওদের ইয়েতে কি 2 মিনিটের ডিলে আছে।
কাদের ডিলে আছে?
ইন গেম ডিলে 2 মিনিটস। আরে তোর ব্যাংক ল্যাগ করে আছে অফিসে। They are asking.
Wait, please, sirs.
Better retreat! Retreat! I like your moves. I like your style.
We have a Desolator completed on the Wraith King. I'm sure they are gonna get a lot of damage done on the objectives. Juggernaut is done with the Yasha and Maelstrom. He's gonna go for the Sanjay Yasha instead of the usual meta style build because there is Pain's grip and crippling fear to silence him. So that's completely understandable to go for the Sanjay Yasha. And also there's heal amplification coming from Sanjay Yasha, so all the more reason to get more assistance from the Oracle. I won't be surprised to see if the Oracle makes a Neon Disc or a Glimmer Cave very soon. Void Spirit is gonna kill the Aghanim Scepter and try to get some real silences apart from the Disruptors only silencing the opponents. So all in all, it looks like an even game with a 5k lead. They actually put the Void Spirit to sleep, put the Enfeeble buff on him, but there's no follow-up. X is actually making a move. It is actually gonna get scouted in a bit of time if he walks past the sentry range. Wraith King meanwhile has made a way to the jungle side and they're still trying to get vision. A sentry gets thrown in the mid lane. They're actually making a smoke play. They use the haste rune on the Void Spirit and they can see him. Oh, he actually gets gripped instantly. And he is gonna get false promise. There's a silence being thrown on the Queen of Pain. Queen of Pain doesn't have a follow-up damage, so the silence gets used up. The Night Stalker is gonna finish up the Disruptor and Ravage gets thrown. Impale is gonna be off the mark for Nyx Assassin. They make a buyback on the Bane and they are gonna try to save him, but the Nyx doesn't live. Omnislash gets thrown out. Omnislash is there on the Night Stalker. He is dead. 2 buybacks from Bane as well as Nyx. And although they had to pay the Disruptor's life, I think it's a good trade by Dire. Man, that was a bit of a chaotic fight and instantly both the teams decide to reset and play back safe. Alright, there's a Void Spirit jumping in on the Queen of Pain. He's silenced and the Queen of Pain is gonna die. They use the Void Spirit's silence. Oh, it's actually gonna be an amazing blink out by Sigma, who dodges the Glimpse and the Static Storm. So there's a tip coming from the Queen of Pain. A huge dodge. I must say, you gotta be quick hands with that. And the way to avoid this is you can cast the Static Storm in advance. That way the Night Stalker wouldn't have gotten a chance to blink away. But that's fine. Nonetheless, one of the good plays. Oh, there's a T-Bot coming in, but he gets scouted by the Void Spirit and he gets blown up straight up. There is a route to follow from the Oracle, which actually gets the last hit on Shiva. So Shiva is dead for 60 seconds because he bought back in the previous fight. And we are gonna see some creep clearing from the Tidehunter at mid lane. He's keeping the Dragon Lance actually, working on a Halberd to counter the right click damage which is gonna come from the Wraith King. Wraith King and Juggernaut have been doing pretty well. They are quite a bit farmed. Wraith King decides to go for a BKB. He understands there is huge amount of spell damage and quite a lot of silences he'd be dealing with. So going for the BKB, I like it. Mid lane is pushed a bit. Next is gonna use Impale and blink out to safety. Tidehunter is lurking around the trees. Silence get thrown up. Crippling Fear is gonna render the Disruptor useless. The Oracle doesn't want to use the False Promise just to save a position 5, but Juggernaut decides to spin and he's actually in quite a lot of trouble. Damage gets blown up. They use the Queen of Pain ultimate and Juggernaut is silenced and they get 2 kills. Oracle and the Juggernaut, both of them are dead. We see Void Spirit making a TP. He actually has a gem. Doesn't want to risk dying. Tyrantry is gonna die here. Tries to make a TP attempt, but to all vain, Kraken Shell cannot prevent you from dying. It can only prevent you from stunning. So, hats off to that. A good team fight nonetheless. By Radiant. Right after this win of team fight, they decide to jump into the Roche pit. And there is no way Tyre would be able to reach in time because he's fallen to half HP. Fortification gets used out at bottom lane by Tyre once again.
It's actually every time the is the play from the Night Stalker that is needed to be made. Like every time Night Stalker
made
jumps,
such huge plays, man.
Yeah.
Where were you? Did you see that?
Yeah, I was there. I was like disconnected. I just reconnected when the fight was starting. So.
Oh, okay. You should have seen that glimpse dodge, by the way. Like he blinked out right after the glimpse completed, and he dodged a static storm, the Night Stalker.
The Night Stalker is making so many plays for the team. He is just making space in team fights. He is just going into the back line.
Yeah.
And just.
Like he kept the Oracle as well as the Juggernaut silenced in this mid team fight. Yeah. And Icarus threw a huge sonic wave from these trees from the tier 1 tower range. And they just got blown up. Like, of course, it was the worst case scenario because Void Spirit was not there to silence or save any one of them. They actually take down the top tower. So Manuel is right clicking down the towers. He has 3 lives to his disposal and a completed BKB within just 200 gold. Mid tower dies to the siege unit and Radiant decide to make a rotation on this side. They are probably gonna...
the way they smoked, it's totally under the vision of the Dire.
Oh, they're actually going for the Oracle kill. The Impale doesn't connect, but the mana burn does heavy amount of damage in Ghost Scepter, and they're just gonna let this Oracle die. That's what we were discussing about during draft phase. Do you remember?
Yeah, as soon as this Night Stalker has completed his Blink Dagger, his only job in this team fight was to just go on to the Oracle and just silence that Oracle. Because once Oracle is not there in the team fight, if he can't contribute and save his allies. So there is no heroes who can stop that Bane Grip apart from Ravage.
Yes, and to make things worse, they actually make an amazing blink play from Manuel. We actually sees that his blink is still there and he's about to get flanked from left and right. So he just blinks out.
It's a nice catch. It's a nice catch from Bane in the bot lane.
Bane actually catches the Void Spirit and the gem is not there with the Void Spirit. So that's a bit
it's actually a nice prediction from Shiva. He was just searching once he saw that Void Spirit was cutting the creeps and he just used his ultimate to run to the NC. Shiva was just
waiting there so that he comes to farm that camp and then he gets a grip on it and he pings his team instantly. Guys, I actually caught him. You guys need to come in if I lack damage. The skill is not gonna be secured, and that's exactly what Radiant managed to do. So Void Spirit's dead for 20 more seconds and Manuel still has his Aegis for 2 more minutes. He's gonna continue to hammer down the creeps and he's pushing bottom lane. This tier 2 most likely looks dead, especially if he uses his skeletons. They're actually chasing down the Oracle and the Disruptor.
Nyx is running behind the Oracle. He's going to find the Oracle. Immediately the Night Stalker blinked in to find the Oracle. His only job in this game is to hunt and kill that Oracle, I think.
Yes, and he's actually managing to do that while they continue to right click down the tier 3 tower. Tidehunter TPs, but he's already down to 25% HP. Red Kick is in trouble, but sure, he has 3 lives. How many times would you be able to kill him? Night Stalker is rotating with our Dark Ascension. He's actually running towards the Disruptor. He is actually using his BKB and zoning them out into the fountain. Juggernaut not able to land the Omni Slash on the Night Stalker straight up, but they actually managed to take the tier 3 down. So
and it's a buyback from Oracle. The buyback from Oracle and it's a nice jump from the... They just jump onto the Disruptor.
They use the damage. The Omnislash is not dealing enough damage, and they kill the next, but will they kill the Queen of Pain? Oh, he is actually silenced. So they do manage to get the squishy heroes out, and Manuel blinks out to safety. His Aegis is used, his ultimate is used. He needs to find some time, and Shiva and Sigmar are just gonna run away. Like they just realize. Manuel just says them, "Hey guys, I'm gonna go."
The fight would have been totally been different if only if Shiva had his Friend's Grip. He used his Friend's Grip on Void Spirit, so it was on CD. So he was
Right,
just
right.
if only if he had that Friend's Grip, he would have used that on Void Spirit once again.
Nonetheless, I think it's a good fight. It's just that the Omnislash started to bounce on the Nyx Assassin and Queen of Pain, and that's when Void Spirit dealt heavy damage and silenced them. So, yeah,
And
it was good.
also a buyback was expanded from Oracle. So.
Yes, correct. He just realized that okay, if Juggernaut dies here, it's not gonna be good. They'll hammer down the buildings. So Shiva was actually, probably thinking, like, guys, my Fiend's Grip was on CD, otherwise we can kill the Juggernaut, but alright, no need to be discouraged. Aegis was gonna expire anyway, so I guess they know about it. There is some deep wards coming from both the teams on the dire side, if you can see. All the wards are in like an aligned position. Like both the teams can see both the movements of opponents' creeps. It's just that the map space has reduced too much for dire.
এই তো তোমাদের ম্যাচ নেই এখন?
আরে 7টা থেকে
দুটো ম্যাচ হচ্ছে কি 7টার থেকে? হ্যাঁ
হ্যাঁ দুটো ম্যাচ 7টা থেকে।
Queen of Pain has decided to go for an Aghanim Shard and Shivas. He's finally 18, so he's gonna make a lot of chaotic damage and silence quite a lot of heroes. So if there's so many silences on the side of Radiant, if you think about it. Crippling Fear, this guy's gonna have silence, and Bane is gonna put people to sleep. So it's like a lot of disables, if you think about it.
Yeah, if you like, Oracle is going for a dagger, but like he is telling his teammates right now, like I will be staying far behind, and once this Night Stalker goes on to you, goes on goes hunting for you people, I will be then blinking and saving you. Otherwise, I'm not going to come into the fight.
He certainly understands how much of a positional play he needs to make. That's why he's going the blink dagger, and I can understand.
Like if you are playing against a Night Stalker, against a News, you are playing at a positional disadvantage. If you are playing a support, you can't help it. Like it's a tough game for Disruptor and Oracle. We can understand that.
And I gotta say one more thing: the Disruptor is not gonna be able to make huge plays now that you consider the BKB completed for Queen of Pain, Night Stalker. Bane is never gonna be.
It's a 5-man smoke. It's a 5-man smoke coming from the dire side. Are they gonna make some play?
that triangle? Let's see how it goes. They do have vision of them. Oh, the ward expired actually on the north side of the jungle. But what happens here? Blink daggers up on the Tidehunter, so they have Ravage. Oh, this smoke has actually not given them anything except for a BKB out for Icarus. So his BKB charge, it was a fresh BKB. It's down to 8 seconds.
And also this WK is pretty much formed. He has already completed his Assault Cuirass and is moving to a Sweet Blink.
He's even completed the Aghanim Shard just in case there is any kind of mana problems he runs into. He's gonna use all his mana to stun them, to get his skeletons off, and he doesn't want to be concerned with and they just have a Roche spawn. Are they gonna give it to Manuel once again? Because he's the one hitting buildings.
This time I think QOP will be taking it. Like the having like in the last fight we saw that even WK had 3 lives, he died twice. But QOP but they decided to go on QOP and burst on QOP. So this
and
is
they
the
give the
time
Aghanim
that
Shard to the Bane.
POP will be having the
Night Stalker
arena,
is actually
having the
closing in
edit.
on a nullifier. All the ghost set problems he was facing earlier, do you remember? Those are
Yeah.
gonna be fixed, and he's just probably pinging his team like, guys, I'm coming, just wait. Helm of Ironville, it's coming from the courier. Oh, there's a jump in. The Oracle actually dies. Ravage is too late, and they even pop out Shiva. The Ravage is actually used to kill Bane. Bane buybacks
The instant
instantly.
buyback.
Aether.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, Night Stalker is here. He joins the action. He actually has his nullifier completed, but it's coming from the courier, so it's not there yet. He's still not gonna use his BKB, and Oracle and Juggernaut die. Tidehunter gets blown up once again, and they decide to kill the Void Spirit as well. Yes, they do.
And it's a team wipe from the Radiant side.
It's a team wipe.
I think the game is pretty much over without any buyback, I guess. The Dire side doesn't have any sort of buyback at this point of time.
Yes, there is a fortification coming in because they start right clicking their tier 4s, and there's so much damage being done due to Desolator, Night Stalker. Man, that was
And
some
Assault
crispy moves. Yeah, they're tanking quite a lot of damage too.
And every
They're
time,
actually
every
respecting
time,
their on time.
every time they go for the Oracle and pick him first, they are gonna win the fight. That's for sure. They just need to get that
we
Oracle
just see a
first.
Nyx casually burrowing below the tier 3 tower, and Oracle sitting behind. They're actually waiting for the Void Spirit and Juggernaut to spawn, but the Night Stalker makes his own jump and blows up the Disruptor to pieces. He's gonna right click him down with his golden hands. So the sleep is actually connected on the Oracle, but they are playing some disciplined Dota. They're not gonna give in to any tempting kills. Void Spirit makes a jumps in, and the Aegis gets used. Juggernaut has started spinning. There's an Impale connected by the Nyx. A huge Omni Slash. It's gonna finish off the Bane. Let's die back on Bane. But how strong are you? Queen of Pain throws the ultimate, and it's Juggernaut he will be connecting to. Both the heroes are still alive, but hey, the damage is already done.
And
GG gets called in. They kill the Void Spirit before they get the GG completed, and they're gonna finish off the Juggernaut as well.
This is the first time in this tournament we are seeing a 1-1 in the series. Every game it's a 2-0 whitewash.
And I also gotta give credit to all these players for the opponents being OnlyScam and 3 friends being on Radiant. Both of them made huge amounts of plays. It's just that, you know, there was some objective taking around Roshan, etc. I remember there was a time when Juggernaut was...
I would say that MVP of the game is undoubtedly the Night Stalker. He did his work so well. He did his work so pretty well. He just jumped onto the Oracle. He just jumped onto the Disruptor, killed the backline, and made so much space for the team in the fights.
I'd give the MVP to Night Stalker as well, because he made things very easy for the Wraith King, and yeah, I understand that Wraith King dealt the most damage to
if Oracle would have been alive, he could have fallen from his the French Grave every time. He could have disarmed that WK in fights every time. So all this purpose was solved once this Night Stalker went onto the backline to kill that Oracle.
Gotta give some credit to Manuel. I think so. He's the one who was drafting, so he's the one who instantly picked Nyx and Night Stalker. So a semi MVP to Manuel as well from my side for getting that kind of drafting capability as well as execution from Sigma. Also, style points to Sigma for dodging that glimpse static storm which was there in the mid-game team fight near the tier 1 tower. It was one of the plays I really enjoyed casting as well as watching. We'll have a new lobby soon, right?
Yeah, in 5 to 10 minutes, the third match will be getting hosted.
I actually forgot the password. It was...
IEL S4.
S6, right?
S4.
S4, okay. That's my mistake. My goodness, when I was casting, I actually said season 6 by mistake at the beginning of the cast. Even the disruptor wasn't able to get, execution done on the silence. So we suffered a bit of.
হ্যালো,
আরে এসজি আমাকে ভিডিও কল করছে কেন হট করে?
কি হয়ে গেল এসজির? এসজি কোথায়?
এসজি হট করে ভিডিও কল করছো কেন আমায়? আমি দেখি হট করে ভিডিও কল।
এসজি একা একা গেম খেলে গেলে মাথা ব্যথা সে
আমি দেখি ভিডিও কলটা ধরলাম, দেখি এসজি আমাকে পাখা দেখাচ্ছে। কি হলো?
এসজি একা একা সারাদিন গেম খেলছে, কি করছে।
মানে ভুলভাল ক্লিক হয়ে গেছে, ভিডিও কল হয়ে গেছে আমাকে। নাকি আমার নামে অন্য কাউকে ভিডিও কল করছিলে?
সেটাই কেস। একদিন তো এসজি কার সাথে কথা বলছে পুরো সবাই শুনছে, এসজির কথা
আরে
সবাই
তখন
শুনছে।
তখন আমি দেখি এসজি হট করে দেখি যে
এই
আমি এসজি
তমগ্নদা,
নিচের
শোনো না,
চ্যানেলে বসে।
7টার সময় একটা ম্যাচ এসজিকে স্ট্রিম করতে বলো না।
তুমি কেসজি রিপ্লাই দিলে তো বলবো, এসজি
আরে
তো
ফোন
কথাই
করে
বলছে না।
বলবে।
এসজির উত্তর আসবে একটু পরে, হ্যাঁ।
এটা হয়ে যাক। প্রথম একটা গেম যেটা 1-1 হয়েছে, বাবা। হ্যাঁ। না আজকে এরা কেউ ইয়ে করছে না, মার্ক করছে না, খেলা দেখে বোঝা যাচ্ছে। সবাই এনশন ফেনশনের মতনই খেলছে।
আর তোমাদের টিমটা সাবমিট করবে না করবে না বাকি লোক?
বল তুই ডিকিউ, আমাদের টিমটাই ডিকিউ করে দে।
আরে লবিতে যখন স্টার্ট হবে আগে আইডি করো, তারপর ও বাবা। লবি হোস্ট করেছো? হোস্ট করলে ইনভাইট দেবে।
লবি হোস্ট আছে তো, চলে আয় সেম, লিখে দি 2 মিনিট।
আমি খুঁজেই পাচ্ছি, আমার সার্চ হচ্ছে।
अरे वो स्क्रॉल कर नीचे, वहां पे बहुत सारा लॉबी है, नीचे स्क्रॉल कर।
लॉबी सर्च ही नहीं हो रहा है ना।
দাঁড়া,
मैंने किया, क्या बात कर रहा है?
পার্টি ইনভাইট করে
এই যে
দিই।
হয়েছে, এখন পেয়েছে।
শোনো না, এখন ম্যাচটা কে কে বললো ডিলে করার জন্য? তো তোমাদের কোচিং
আরে জানি না, আমি জ্যান্ডার আমাকে বললো যে ও অপোনেন্টের সাথে কথা বলছে, আজকে নাকি 3 জনের হবে না, 3 জনের নাকি 5টার সময় হবে না, ওদের নাকি ভ্যালোরেন্টের কোনো একটা টুর্নামেন্টের খেলা আছে, কোয়ালিফায়ার খেলা।
হুম।
তো ক্যাফেতে স্লট নেই, ক্যাফেতে স্লট পাচ্ছে না, তাই জন্য ওরা সন্ধ্যেবেলা স্লটটা পাচ্ছে, তাই জন্য সন্ধ্যেবেলা বললো করতে। তারপরে অপোনেন্টের সাথে কথা বললো, অপোনেন্ট বললো ঠিক আছে, আর আমাদের গেমটা স্ট্রিম করতে হবে না, ওই এটা স্ট্রিম করে দিই ডিজিকন।
ঠিক আছে, তা রেডি তো ওডি পিক্সেল জুনিयर চলে যাও ভাই।
टॉस করে দে।
अरे ये तमुकदा लोग कास्टिंग करे ना, मेरा एक कॉल है। हम वॉइस में था पिछला वाला, हम देख रहा था, सब कर रहा था कास्टिंग, तो एनालिस्ट भी कर रहा था कास्टिंग, तो हम बोला जरूरत नहीं है तो हम शांत बैठ के देखता है मैच।
ठीक है, शाम को करो, शाम को अच्छा मैच है शायद।
ये अरे इस कास्ट के बाद जाना पड़ेगा, लाइक थोड़ा काम है,
ठीक है।
ठीक है, कोई इशू नहीं।
सो तब तब को कोई तो देख लो। एंड प्लस दीज टू टीम्स आर एक्चुअली रियली गुड रे।
इससे भी बेटर है जो पहला गेम तूने कास्ट किया था साइलियस गेमर्स,
हाँ।
उनका टीम सबसे स्ट्रांग है,
ओ नाइस।
द स्ट्रांगेस्ट लाइक। उनका तो मेन जो हाई इमोर्टल कितना है 600 प्लेयर है, वो तो खेला ही नहीं था ये वाला मैच। जो
बाप
टिंकर जो मिड में खेल रहा था ना, ही इज एक्चुअली अ पोजीशन 5 प्लेयर।
ए, बस 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 छोड़ो।
नाइस। अरे यू नो आई थिंक सो आई
वी आर
प्लेड
लाइव गाइस, वी आर लाइव।
with or
लाइक
against. Nice.
सबको मूव कर रहा है कास्टिंग का इसमें।
Hello, what is up, everyone? We are down to the game 3, which is going to be the decider game for this BO3 series from upper bracket.
So let's do a prediction. Will Night Stalker be banned this game?
Uh,
What do you think?
I'm gonna say the Night Stalker is definitely gonna get banned.
Okay, let's see. So if they ban Night Stalker, that will be keeping Spirit Breaker open. So are they willing to play Spirit Breaker and banning the Night Stalker,
It
or the other
seems
way
like
around?
either Spirit Breaker gets banned or picked,
So they
and
ban
Night
Night
Stalker
Stalker.
does get banned. So it seems like Spirit Breaker will get picked if not get banned.
That's some sort of respect ban coming from the side of OnlyScam.
Yeah, they
Like,
actually were able to understand, like not just the Oracle specifically, but the entire team could realize that, oh, he's actually not
but
allowing him
even
to do his job.
even Juggernaut was having a hard time playing against a Night Stalker. Like if you
Even
don't make a
though,
BKB, if you don't make a BKB or you don't use a preemptive first kill like spin, you
uh,
if once the Night Stalker jumps on you, you just can't run from it.
right. And do you feel like, the last big Wraith King by three friends was actually something that only Scam wanted to pick, which is why they had to resort to Juggernaut themselves. Because around the last picking stage, last game, I was starting to feel maybe Wraith King would have been suitable even for only Scam in the same draft.
So if only scam would have picked like
Your moves. I like your
WK, oh my
style.
god, the only scam
My
did pick
goodness.
PA. Like
They,
it's like telling them, bro, you are gonna ban all the carries. I know you are gonna ban 5 carries from now on. So why don't we get PA, which won us the game, won us the first game in the first phase only?
oh yeah. But I certainly think Three Friends can gather some tools to counter this PA. And they have
Yeah,
already picked up
obviously,
the
yeah.
next to counter
So yeah,
the usual.
so like three friends now have the option of countering this PA so very hard. Like they have got 3 picks to counter that PA. Even
And they
TOP
got
is
bans to
yeah,
make sure the PA doesn't get buffed. Something like
yeah.
Magnus PA is something they can ban, or something like Tide Hunter PA is something that they can ban.
Also they can ban heroes which are good synergizing
Good
with that
sync with the
Grimstroke.
PA, right? Yeah, exactly.
With Grimstroke like Leech, Doom. These are heroes are pretty good.
Oh yes, yes, yes. I
Synergize
didn't
with Grimstroke.
consider that one. So they are gonna probably ban heroes which mesh well with PA as well as Grimstroke. Preferably someone like Doom, someone like
Which
uh
is also good with
Lich, like
Grim.
you said. Do you think a Lina ban could come in real soon as well? Like Lina, it's like 2 Lagunas and she hits really hard, man.
But position 4 Lina is not that good. Even they can pick mid Lina. Like Lina is pretty good against QOP in lane,
Yeah,
so they can.
you're
They
never
can
able to
take
come
him.
close to Shadow Strike, so that's why I
Yeah,
was imagining Lina to be decent too. But oh, nonetheless, they actually respectfully banned the Void Spirit themselves, and they banned the Slardar. I like this amplification on the minus armor, and combined with the Stifling Dagger is something they take out really early.
and they are banning all the spirit brothers. Like they are banning Void Spirit, they are banning Ember Spirit, they are banning all the spirit heroes, all
Yes,
the SK heroes that can like go move in and out of the fights. They are banning all those heroes. And
yes,
also this Void Spirit and Ember Spirit synergizes pretty well with Grimstroke third skill. So yeah,
right, right. And like the thing is, like now that I think about it, you spoke about spirit heroes. Storm Spirit is still open in the pool. You actually get a two-man electric vortex with the help of Grimstroke,
yes.
and
But
they are fine with
I think
Storm getting picked because they already made a Nyx first phase
yeah.
pick.
And I also think that OnlyScam won't be picking Storm because if you are playing Storm and if you die once or twice, you are at a disadvantage. And if you are playing Storm, like with Storm and PA in the same lineup, both the heroes need some space to farm. So yeah, I
Right.
don't think they
And
will be
both the
picking
heroes are
Storm
actually
actually.
pretty squishy, if you ask
Yeah,
me. And Bane gets picked up, so Bane is pretty decent. I'm definitely sure they can still go for the Oracle, like save the PA, etc. They go for the Tidehunter instead. All right. I was expecting to pick a Magnus instead of the Tidehunter, but yeah, Tidehunter is perfect, man. The grip doesn't cause you any problem. Neither does uh, Nyx Assassin Impale or Shadow Strikes. It's all cool. Tidehunter is it's probably one of the most picked heroes I've seen in this tournament.
now probably they'll be revealing the position 4 support, I guess, OnlyScam.
Yeah, and what do you think about this? OnlyScam once again has banned three IG heroes straight up after the OD and Night Stalker, which is looking like the carries which actually do cause problem for PA.
Yeah. Like Priya
So
finds it pretty hard to kill Medusa. He's pretty hard
and
to
Luna
fight
ulti just
against.
overshadows the PA, like she farms real fast and just start hitting building, it ages, and so that's a problem. Void, Faceless Void, of course. If you get an MKB, you're always able to chrono the P, and with BKB, you can just finish her off. So that's one thing too.
But
And
I
since they
think with
wanted,
the pick, I think OnlyScam, I think Three Friends gonna pick Nyx. Like it's the Nyx is a pretty good against this lineup. I am having a strong feeling that Three Friends gonna pick
oh,
Life
and there
Stealer
is
in
one
this
more
game.
thing I wanted to tell you. The Soul Bind, you can actually remove the Soul Bind
Yeah,
if you infest into your ally and the Soul Bind's primary target is on you. You actually
yeah.
remove the Soul Bind. So I won't be surprised if I see a Life Stealer picked by Three Friends.
OnlyScam are taking their reserve time just to pick the fourth pick to make the
Yeah,
fourth pick.
they shouldn't hesitate to make. Okay,
The
actually
Shadow
get one
Shaman.
of the good disablers, and they will be trying to get two hexes off, two shackles off, two ether shocks. I love this. The Timber Saw
Yeah.
pickup gonna cause real problems
Like
to
the
Tidehunter
like these
as well as
four
the
heroes from Only Scam. These four heroes of Only Scam are so bad against Timbersaw.
PA.
None
Right.
of the heroes are good against Timbersaw, and none of the heroes are like they don't have a vessel carrier in the side of the Dire. In the side of Only Scam, there is
Yes.
no vessel carrier till now.
Would there be an Invoker last pick coming from Only Scam for the Spirit Vessel mention which you provided? Because Invoker is a pretty good QW EMP burning hero which can render Timber Sword is useless. Uh, grab a Spirit Vessel, even later on build into an Aghanim Scepter to get a Cataclysm of Inside the Ravage, Shackles.
Yeah,
What do you think about that?
I think Invoker will be a pretty good pick in this game.
Three friends better make that ban if they are also thinking like us.
But what I feel like after the last game, where like how Sigma played and made so much space, he's high on confidence, and Timbasaw and Night Stalker are
Uh-huh.
two of his best heroes in the offlane.
My goodness, they actually
So
banned the Invoker.
I
Three
feel,
friends are
yeah.
so genius. And
And
they
only
banned the
Scam bans the
Lifestealer as
lifestealer.
well.
All the
To
heroes we
dark.
predicted are getting banned.
It feels like we are being watched.
Um, the last pick will be a mid laner. Um,
I'm so sure it's gonna be they can't go Storm Spirit. They really can't. It will just backfire. And let me just think, okay? Mm, by the knowledge and experience I have, it would be a good last pick. Mid hero, unorthodox, something like Bat Rider or some. No, Bat Rider is out of the question. It's Nyx.
Battery is not
Yeah,
at all
just
good
yeah,
in
just go for something like Dragon Knight or something.
the Tinker.
Think,
Tinker.
all right, still counterable with the Nyx, but let's see. Three friends have actually kept a lot of reserve time to finish off the draft. And you know what? Although it might be tempting to pick a Spectre,
Yeah,
they
that's what
really
I
should
was
not
thinking.
pick the Spectre. They
Yeah,
really should not
Spectre
pick the
is not
Spectre.
that good in against this lineup, I guess. Yeah. Like Spectre
They
is
are
not at all good against the Tide lane. Tide against Tide, Spectre is not at all good. Spectre does have low base damage, and with Tide in the lane, it's pretty hard
uh-huh.
for him to take last hits.
What do you think about Queen of Pain being the position one? And having an unorthodox last pick Bat Rider for three friends. Like,
But none of the players from Batrider, the three friends play Batrider.
oh, okay.
So
I
Batrider
was
not
just
is
having
not
this
gonna pick that.
idea because I saw this specific DPC match in which they they did that actually. Like they last picked something and made the Bat Rider mid.
Can
It
they
was TA.
can they go for carry Kunka? Is Kunka
I
good?
think they can go for carry Kunk or carry Templar Assassin. We are not thinking, hey, there's Ursa, which hasn't been banned as well.
But Ursa
Ursa,
gonna get kited
Monkey
pretty
King.
hard with Tinker and
Oh,
Shaman.
Monkey King is banned. I'm sorry.
The Slark pick, okay, Slark.
Slark, alright. A good Silver Edge carry,
Yeah,
nonetheless.
good pick, yeah.
You know, I was watching a couple of OG games as well in the DPC. So Yuragi was using TA and P a lot. So I'm just convinced that TA is actually a very good position one hero.
Yeah.
Definitely, it was definitely fitting in the draft. Even Sonic Trap gives you that vision, that Aghanim shot silences. And yeah, let's see how this goes. A very interesting draft coming in from both the teams.
Pretty much excited to look at this Tinker pick. How he
I
plays.
especially want to see how the Soulbind combo gets executed and countered as well. There's an early
Like
boss coming in.
I have a feeling that with the Timbersaw um with the Timbersaw getting picked in this against this lineup, I think
Mhm.
he has the potential to control the mid game for the team.
Yes. And Sigma has
He
shown it in the game too that he
yeah.
can actually make huge amount of plays across the map. So you can expect the same uh,
And
going against.
he no doubt will be having a pretty good lane against that PA Grimstroke.
Pumped here. True
So
savagery.
It would be mid game where the Timbersaw really can face some problem when
I
the
like your
Grimstroke
moves.
is
I
gonna
like your
silence him, right?
style. Hello,
So that's when
friend.
Timbersaw faces
I
some
like your
issue.
moves.
Like
I
the
like your
silence isn't
style.
something he's able
Oh,
to
I like
remove
your
right away.
moves. I like
And
your
if he gets soul
style.
binded, like if Timbersaw is the one who is soul binded, uh man, he's not
Make
gonna
the
be able to
men
timber chain
better.
and everything.
You die.
Yeah, the problem with Timbersaw is that if you are playing against a Grimstroke, that Grimstroke silence is so much annoying for Timbersaw. Like his attack speed is low that you need to you need to have 2 to 3 hits to break that silence. So it's
Yeah,
pretty much it's pretty annoying. It doesn't give you that much of like lockdown or something, but it's pretty much annoying to play with Timbersaw against a Grimstroke because
right. And
silence will constantly
I
thrown.
might suggest there might be a smoke coming in from the Bane real quick when they cross this outpost mark. There's a few heroes pinging that these people are probably gonna come in smoke from this side. We should be prepared. Once again, they
Against
put the
once again
Tidehunter
that
in front.
yeah once again
Yes.
the tide hunter is there just to like
Oh, we are seeing a bit
counter
of
us.
a movement just from the previous game, and I probably expect PA to start running to grab this rune. So yeah, it's 5 heroes here. Then
Both the times the same thing happened. They did a
in game
five-man
2 as well as
smoke.
game 3 today.
Yeah, tide hunter was there standing just to break the
Oh, the
smoke.
orbs gets planted as well as a sentry is something that the next assassin has. They're actually trying to scout if there's an observer ward. Slark actually gives away the information that there's 3 heroes here. They're actually coming back to make sure the PA doesn't pick up this rune. Unlike the previous game's information, which was fair and he just picked up the rune as Juggernaut. So
Again, this
this time
time they
around,
had three.
they get
Against
the
this
3
time.
runes.
Last time also the Sigma's team like 3 friends got 3 bounty runes. So 3 is
Yes.
a lucky number for them, I guess. 3 friends, 3 bounties
I guess
everywhere.
they named it 3 friends after all on the basis of picking up the number of
Yeah.
bounty runes they get at the 0 minute mark. Let's turn on the last hits and take a look.
So
Oh, they just skip past the creep wave and Slark straight away goes on the Tide Hunter. He's just gonna steal some Essence Shift stacks. Even I'm just gonna reconnect, okay, because
sure.
I'm facing some packet loss. So you can continue.
The Slark is pretty low on HP, he just uses Fiery Fire. The Bane is just salving up the Slark. He just went too much aggressive against the Tide Hunter. It did not pay off well, he has to use the Salve from Bane. Whereas in the top lane, we can see the Timber having a pretty good time in the top lane, which was pretty much expected. This time the QOP having a pretty good time in the mid lane as well. He was having some pretty good last hits.
Oh yeah, I'm back and it seems like we are playing on a bit of low HP at bottom lane. Both the supports are pretty low. The Tide Hunter is the only one with some healthy HP.
Like the ring of protection that Tide Hunter bought with him, like the 2 armor that Tide Hunter is getting from that ring of protection is pretty much valuable
Yeah,
in
to
this lane
make
against
things
Slark.
worse, he actually
Yeah.
has Kraken Shell and the Ring of Protection. So the Essence Shift stacks which are being stolen is something he would be okay with.
Yeah, he will be there to trade heat with Slark in the early game with the help of ring of protection, and also with Bane as the position 5, he doesn't deal that much of burst damage or doesn't deal that much of like harassment if against a Tide.
But nonetheless, that would be pure damage we would be speaking about. So, oh yeah, Bane, and he's actually trading some last hits and he actually puts him to sleep. I thought Bane was dead there for sure. He even throws up the taunt. And Manuel is also on low HP. They actually make a play at top. They're actually gonna try to get the Grim Stroke, but he just manages to drag a range creep along with him. And Nyx goes to secure the bounty rune.
But Timbersaw is having a game of his life.
Yes, Timbersaw is completely crushing his lane. Tinker is low HP,
In
one
the,
more
in the
hit.
mid lane, in the mid
Shadow
lane
Strike.
also, it's
Ah.
a nice.
Icarus gets the first blood this time, a solo kill, and This guy actually likes to skill up Blink early on. I saw that he went 1-1-1. It's something that saved him previous game as well, and this time it actually
Especially
helped him
after
back.
especially after that previous game, he would definitely, after the seeing that rotation in the previous game, he would definitely like
I'm
scale up
very
the
sure
game.
Icar is gonna be very grateful when he watches some of his replays and says, "Oh yeah, I'll always keep scaling up Blink for avoiding times like these." So he's gonna get his bottle refilled with water rune. We have a bit of dewarding going on this side of the map, on the safe lane of Dire, Radiant, I mean. And PA is having the Orb of Corrosion. I like this item very much on Anti-Mage and PA. It actually helps you farm neutral creeps also so fast. He's actually trying to get the range creep, but Timbersaw just throws up his Whirling Death.
What we can see that Nyx is just giving so much level to Timber. So like he is just saying you need levels to just own this game. Just
He's
take the
willing to
levels.
stay level 2 and give Timbersaw the EXP. I appreciate it. It's actually a good play. And stack pull attempt. Oh, actually Bane gets taken out. They just throw the shackles and ether shock on him. Nothing Slark can do to save his position 5. I was just gonna say the same observer what position we saw last game.
In the top
He's
lane, they are
where
going on to Timbersaw. In the top lane, they are going on to Timbersaw. But it does like next to no
As
damage.
soon as they see the Nyx, they decide to abandon the attempt to try and kill the Timbersaw. They're actually putting Slark to low HP, and Slark is in need of some EXP to get that level 6 so that he gets the regen popping and running. He's actually
Nice.
gonna head back to base.
Nice bottle refill from Bane to KOP.
Yes. Oh, he actually TP's back to base, and yeah, Tinker is 6. Gonna have the TP used. He's actually very close to being 6,
Now
so
he
he
has to
doesn't
walk.
hurry up.
Yeah, now he has to walk all the way to.
I didn't realize. I thought it was level 6 TP which he made. Could have waited for one more creep to die. Like just wait in the trees. That's alright. We see a couple of stacks coming in. Oh, there's a sentry ward blocking this stack. That was planted by Bane. They probably see the Shadow Shaman dewarding this. And yes. It's all the more a way.
It's a rotation
stop
from KOP in the top lane. They
Yes,
are going
they
for
definitely
QPA.
want to kill the queen.
Immediately, the
Yeah.
Tinker and Shaman also rotated.
He's actually gonna get silenced. P actually lives. And Timbersaw makes a TP, so that's 3 heroes rotating. Is this gonna be Tidehunter in trouble? Because all
Like-
4 heroes are at top.
So much space for this Clark now. Like Shaman
Yes.
also rotated, Tinker also rotated. Each and every hero
The
rotated top
rotation
lane.
is amazing, and the amount of understanding that they're having, like, okay, it's 4 heroes at top, TPs on CD4 support, so which means Tidehunter is in some trouble. Tidehunter instantly heads back to his own jungle instead of dying here and getting caught off. Bane actually comes in here. Is he gonna put one on the sentry? He actually uses Brain Sap. They get the kill on Queen of Pain at top. Shadow Shaman is actually rotating, and they get a shackle completed on him. Oh, this looks like a dead Tidehunter.
This Clark is not level
Actually,
6.
Slark is not
backward.
level 6, but he does get brain sapped and right clicked. Tinker will finish off the Bane. I think for the amount of boundary which Bane crossed, he got hell lot of good trade.
Look at amount of stacks that Timbersaw is taking. All the stacks have been
Yes.
taken by Timbersaw.
All these stacks, man. All these stacks. He is not able to get the D ward, but he does know that there's an observer ward here. Next is in trouble. They actually. Oh, alright. Maybe the Timbersaw cannot connect with his Timber Chain, but Icarus says, alright, fine, I'll just blink and blow up the PA.
Like this game, they have made up their mind that okay, in the first game, PA got some space, he farmed, and he just one-shotted us. Not make not give any sort of space to PA.
And it's a second pick PA we are speaking about, so they just want to make sure that they don't lose to a second pick PA, and it's kind of on their reputation. Like, hey, how can you lose to a second pick PA? You could have countered her. You could have done something. That's what they were trying to prove. The level of Dota which we have been seeing in this PO3 has been quite amazing. A lot of sentry camp blocking, stacking, rotation, TP usage, supports refilling bottles. I'm very sure if you watch one of these replays from player perspective point of any player in this lobby, you can learn a thing or two.
Also, we can see that
Bottom tower gets hammered down.
as soon as the Dire saw that they cannot take the fight right now, what they do is just raid the tower, raid the safe lane towers. Timbersaw is taking at the top lane tower. Immediately, the Dire side waited bot lane and took the other
And
side.
it was right after the PA kill happened, right? So they just realized like, oh, at least if we cannot kill the save the PA, at least we should make some kind of tower damage. And PA right away TPs at bottom after the tier 1 tower is taken. This is such a safe spot for PA to farm. And he's gonna queue his Battle Fury. It's 10 minutes, he doesn't have any Battle Fury component, but I'm sure Battle Fury will help him come back in the game. This is of course...
But it's quite understandable that the lane he was facing is quite understandable that obviously he won't be having that much of fun that you can expect.
Right.
In any other game.
Yeah. I see that the Bane has not yet touched level 5, not to mention level 6. So he's gonna try to get some XP. Oh, he actually gets caught by the shackle from... Alright. And there's a huge Sonic Wave being thrown up. The Shadow Shaman gets taken down. Ravage blows up the Bane. And I do
It's a buyback from Bane. It's a buyback from Bane, but I don't think
it's press the Tinker.
Oh,
No,
just
it's on CD. The Nightmare is on CD for just half a second. But I like how Shiva tries to...
Dead.
Yeah, the PA is dead. And Tinker is actually TPs into his death. He can die here.
The Timbersaw is gonna die.
It's possibly a dieback on the Bane. And possibly a dead Tinker is what we will have here. Bane is actually not dead. He actually makes a run for his life. What a chaotic fight.
The Timbersaw is gonna get ham. Like he knows that no one can kill him at this moment. So he's gonna die.
Oh, yeah, actually Timbersaw is way too far away, and that's probably gonna help him live. This is of course for the Grimstroke.
Yeah, all these things making the space for Slar. He's just free farming, taking the bot tower, going into the opponent NC and farming there.
And I must say, Timber Chain missed, but he actually manages to make some space.
Look at the amount of space that Timbersaw is making. All the 4 heroes are running behind this Timbersaw.
He actually doesn't have a scroll of town portal, otherwise he can live through all of this and magic wand and TP to base.
He's just making space. He's just on to making space.
Still making space. He's not gonna die right yet. I hope he doesn't. He can use his arcane hood.
I don't think he will die.
Oh, it's actually the Tyrant who can possibly die instead. No, the attempt for Icarus. I saw what he tried to do. He was trying to make a scream connected to the Tyrant from the low ground from here.
Nix is going for the Tyrant. He quite understood the Tyrant was low on HP.
He actually got the Vendetta finishing touch to silence, and okay. This could be a dead Queen of Pain if he does not get the blink out. He actually does, and the serpents are off the mark. Pain is gonna throw the cheese and TP away from the trees. He's definitely gonna try it. Does have a TP to play around with. Is he gonna cause more space? He's actually gonna finish off the Shadow Shaman. What am I seeing? All this time Slark is farming peacefully. He's in a world of his own.
If you had seen the most intelligent thing that this Nix did, he just walked past that Shadow Shaman. He knew that Tide was low on HP, and he just went on hunting for that Tide, and he just passed on the information to his teammate that Shadow Shaman is standing here.
Not only
Rather
he
than
got the
yeah,
Tidehunter kill, he
yeah,
actually gives so much information that actually they're
yeah.
here and we can make even further more plays.
Yeah,
So
rather
yeah.
than going for the Shadow Shaman kill, he preferred to kill the Tide Hunters, the core hero first, and then going for the Shadow Shaman rather than going for the Shadow Shaman at the first.
Yes. And
Look
I
at this
like
thing,
how the
so
Bane managed to snag a kill on the Shadow Shaman, right? Like he just turned and used his second spell. So it was insane.
all the four players from the Radiant side just running behind that Timber, so
Right. Hey, can
they're
you
saying
see
that,
how
bro,
low
do
the last
whatever you feel
gen's
like.
PA is having? He's
Yeah.
not having a very good game. They're countering him really well.
He's not getting any space, like he's getting some zero space right now at this moment.
Grimstroke gets killed here. Timbersaw is asking for some help because his chakra is out, so he's not able to get. Okay, and looks like this will be a dead PA, and they decide to use the Bane's Grip. They're still gonna keep the Sonic Wave intact. I like how Icarus stopped his
This is
Sonic
the
Wave.
exact thing. This is the exact thing like we discussed during the draft time.
Yes, a
Like none
second
of
big
the
PA.
heroes have. Second big PA is still fine, but you don't have any hero that can counter this Timber Song. And even you didn't pick a vessel carrier in this game. In the
Yes.
last pick, Tinker, you didn't have. Tinker is not at all a vessel carrier. The only hero that can go for vessel is Grimstroke, I guess. But even he is not going for it. So I
No,
think
the
it's a free
Grimstroke
Timber
is
again.
at the end of the day he was a position 5 and the Shadow Shaman
Yeah,
was the position
that's
4.
exactly.
So
So
it's
now
not
they
easy
have
to
they don't
farm.
have they don't have any vessel carrier at this time. So Timbuster quite really understood that and he's just diving against that. The Ravage being
Match
used,
just gets
Grimstroke
thrown out, but
ulti
they are
being
so
used,
tanky. The even
Shaman
the Nyx
ulti
is
being
not
used,
dying.
not a single hero dies. Three ultimates expanded and all the things that dies is a Nyx. Like Tide uses Ravage, Grimstroke uses ultimate, Shadow Shaman
He
uses Snake.
actually, I must say this, he actually could have lived if he popped his Vendetta to dodge the final rocket which was
Yeah.
coming. But I guess that's okay. You're just a
Look
position
what
5
Timbersaw is
Nyx.
doing. Look what Timbersaw is doing behind. He's just running behind that PA. He's just telling his slug, bro, you just farm. I'm just gonna run behind that PA. I'm not gonna give this PA any sort of space this game.
Oh, he actually got shackled when he was about to land the Timber Chain.
He missed the Timbersaw once again and this Timbersaw
Yeah,
is
that
dead.
missed
Finally.
Timber Chain is gonna cause him to die. And I gotta say this, okay? The Slark is not only using the space correctly, Manuel
But he's
managed
taking
to
the
push
objectives.
and
Yeah.
take an objective with the siege unit timing. It's 16 minutes and we are seeing non-stop fighting action. And Manuel has almost done Shadow Blade completed, like only 500 gold away, bounces out to safety. He's not gonna get gushed, he knows Shadow Dance region is popping. He's actually gonna turn instead and yeah, he sees this vision. He sees this observer ward, right? So he actually gets as much essence shift as much as he can. He's actually gonna run away now. He is gonna get stunned. He's dead. A bit of overextension from Manuel, but I understand that's PA dead and it's worth it. 1-all with regard to the position 1 kills.
The manual, but I think the manual got a bit ahead of himself. Like, oh my god, my
Yes.
team is killing, my team is
But the
running
Timber's
behind
actually gets
everything.
blown up. The Soulbind is doing so much. I
The
wish
Soulbind
Manuel
with
was.
Tinker Nuke. The Tinker
Yeah.
Nuke with Soulbind. That killed that.
I wish Manuel was alive because now when the Soulbind was used and if he was present, he could have done much more. And just getting a couple of essence shift stacks from the Tidehunter just to die isn't really worth it. He
that
actually
PA
gets blown
also,
up to the pure damage. Sonic Wave will
Yeah.
finish him off.
and also that PA has changed his item choice. He is going for
He
a
has
Daze Zone
opted
now.
for a Desolator straight away. And it's not gonna allow him to clear the creeps as quickly as the Slark can do with the Dark Pact.
Yeah.
He actually
Yeah.
farms the Ancients really fast. Still can do the same, but just not unlike a Battle Fury. So
Even the
that is-
Radiant side smoked. Even the Radiant side smoked and just like.
Hey, I gotta
Went for
point
them.
out this thing by the way. Phantom Assassin. Oh, wait a second, okay. Grips gets thrown out. Shadow Shaman dies instantly. PA has to back off. He's farming safely, but can he get nightmared here? Yeah, so back to the point I was saying. You should actually level up the 1 point in Phantom Strike duration, right? Because this actually helps you farm faster, come to think of
Yeah.
it.
Exactly. The only thing that Radiant
Xathus
side
then gets
is
silenced. He might be dead.
Ravage being expended, and
Oh,
both
it's
the
actually
supports
a
of the
good
Radiant
trade of
side.
supports. Because without their supports, it's hard to save the Timber Saw and Queen of Pain, etc. So that's not bad at all. Tinker is actually coming back in the game. Is actually keeping them in the game. But of course that was at the cost of Ravage. I'm not sure about this smoke because Ravage is on cooldown. Are they actually trying to hunt the Slark? So he's actually gonna get the dispel off on both the spells. He uses Shadow Blade right away after this. Quick fingers and quick awareness by Manuel.
If we look at the network chart, we will see that the top 3 heroes from the all the 3 cores are on the top 3 of the network chart. Whereas PA is at number 6. He is even below Tidehunter in the
They have
network
a
chart.
7k lead and not even a Desolator is completed on the PA. In fact, he gets caught and he's gonna get bullied by the support duo. Soulbind gets thrown out, but the PA is probably gonna die here right after this ends. You can see him, he's shadow stricken, the buyback comes in. That's a dead PA once again, and Shadow Strike helps secure that kill. Timber Chaw gets connected, Timber Chain gets connected.
Ben Alti is in cooldown for 3 more seconds, 1 more
He's
second.
actually up. He's definitely not gonna grip the
Gonna-
Tidehunter.
Yeah, he's waiting for the Tinker, he's waiting for the Grimstroke, I guess.
Oh, this
So the
is
Grimstroke
looking chaotic.
It's a dieback. It's the dieback
Yes, it's a dieback on the Grimstroke. They are
Grimstroke.
actually looking so helpless. Not only the PA, but the supports of Dire. They are not able to get these amazing disables, which can
Clearly
actually help.
Yeah, clearly the first phase pick of PA from the side of OnlyScam is not at all work for them. I think they didn't even expect the Timbersaw pick.
Yes,
Certainly.
you're right about that. You know, they were banning all those agi carries, remember, who counter PA.
Yeah,
And that is when we were discussing, like, hey, what about Magnus PA or Tidehunter PA, which they did get to themselves. But there should have been some hero which they should have banned, which would have caused problems for PA, not just as a position 1.
yeah, but
as a
if
position-
primarily you will be laning against offlaners. So I think rather than banning all the agi cores, you should have banned one of the offlaners.
Savage gets thrown up its inks as well, and Soulbind on two actually. So that's gonna keep the Timber Saw in control for some time. Tinker actually blinks in aggressively. The Sonic Waves miss, but he still dies. Pain buybacks once again. I like this guy buying back, like, you know, you throw yourself and then you buy back again. It's like the 6th man in the team fight of 5v5. They actually blow up the Shadow Shaman. Tinker PA is also fallen to the deck. They actually finish him off. Ultra kill.
The tide is dead. Tide is so well dead.
Rampage to take the rest. So he actually has the Sonic Wave up because he has went for the Aghanim Scepter. He actually gets a Rampage.
He just uses ultimate just to make sure that none of his teammates takes the kill and takes away his rampage. He's just telling his teammate, you can't steal my rampage, I am
love the
going to
choice
my
of
ultimate.
not.
He doesn't believe his
going
teammates.
here and there.
He doesn't
Okay,
believe his
used
teammates.
Sonic well.
Yeah.
Yes.
He doesn't believe his teammates.
And I like how Icarus decided to go for the Aghanims instead of completing Sanjay.
Yeah, exactly.
He
Actually,
knows that
actually
Aghanims is what
they
is
are
gonna
taking.
help.
Yeah, actually they are taking fight every now and then. Like every 10 seconds there is a fight. Every like 20 seconds there is a fight.
Can
So,
you believe this?
if you go
We
for
are
Aghanim,
23 minutes into the game, and we have 31 kills on the side of Radiant and 16 kills on the side of Dire.
so
That's
this game
probably
Aghanim is a pretty
involvement
good
of-
class.
Yeah.
Like it lowers the cooldown
I must say the level
with
of
the amount of fight they are taking. It lowers the cooldown of the ultimate, and I think like you can contribute much
yes,
more if you are making Aghanim rather than going for Sanchkaya. You are anyway winning this game at this moment. So
especially you're speaking about the second phase PA, so you're gonna keep walking to them, spamming your spells. That's when he decided to opt for the Aghanim's. So I think Icar has done brilliantly well. So far, Timbersaw, Queen of Pain, Pain, Nyx have been all over the map. Manuel had a rough start early on, I remember, but he's caught up too. Let's discuss about how Dyer can still come back into this game. What do you think about that?
a crazy soulbind with some PA crit and Tinker burst damage can win them the fight. I think they need to
Here's
like
what I think, okay? Just theory crafting. I'm gonna add to the Soulbind. What you need is a perfect Ravage and a Soulbind which traps 2 heroes in Hex and a third hero on the Shackle. But that's a bit too
it's a
much to ask, don't you
pretty
think?
much an ideal situation you are talking of. But yeah,
You're talking about
the,
perfect scenarios.
yeah,
Yeah,
but it's a tough
they're about to resume.
thing to ask for at this moment from the Dire side with the positional advantage
And
that the
also,
Radiant side is having.
also to make things worse, I was gonna add an Inkswell which lands on 2 heroes, which are preferably soulbound or something, because I don't see any BKBs on these people, but definitely you can stun 2 heroes after a Hex is followed up, and I expect the Tinker spams to come in, of course, the laser. You have to come really close to land a laser, and that's where I think the Soulbind combo is a little bit incomplete. Like Soulbind Doom is way too scary. Soulbind
Yeah,
Laser
Lich
isn't
ultimate
that
is
much.
pretty. Yeah,
Yeah, it's also pretty lit. It's like huge amounts of damage. Even Soulbind Grip, but Pain's not on your side. So I
yeah.
guess that's fine.
Soulbind grip is also pretty OP in this, like
There is
in
one
this
more
game.
thing I wanted to suggest. I feel like Shadow Shaman should start playing at the side lanes, and he should farm an Aghanim shard. That way they can come back into the game by split pushing and spamming those snakes from the shackle.
Yeah. Just the Dire side needs to just avoid the fights rather than taking continuous fights. You just need to avoid some sort of. That's a nice
You actually get
two-man ravage. That's a nice
Ravage.
two-man ravage under the back line. And this
Yes,
team
and they
is
actually
also
get
there.
Timbersaw as well. Oh, that we were just discussing has actually been executed. Not perfectly and not a complete team vibe, but at least you get 1 core kill and 2 support kills. That's dieback on the pain. Can you actually get Roche? Can you actually get the mid tower with the snakes? I think you should. The Shadow Shaman is walking towards the jungle side. He could have planted the Observer wards. The Mass Serpent wards at mid.
For the
Don't you
mid
think?
lane tower, yeah. Yeah. He should have gone
He's
for the
actually gonna
now
get
he is
scouted
walking.
and he's gonna die. So that's bad news.
He was just walking for the mid lane tower, I guess, right now. But it was pretty too late. He was just
Could have been
walking.
something like a communication which they could have done with the Tide Hunter saying,
Yeah,
hey, can you please guard me? I'm just gonna plant Serpent wards here. But at the same time, they must have not felt that secure with the Slark lurking with his Silver Edge. This Tinker might get caught. Queen of Pain just non-stop continues to blow up people with this Aghanims, and he's gonna
look at
deal
the
even
amount of
more
the burst damage. Look at the amount of the
Yeah.
burst damage. Even the tide cannot stand that like
And
for a
even the
second.
Timbersaw is gonna make his own Sanj and Lotus Orb to complete the Kaya and Sanj. So, spell amplification talent 8%. Kaya and Sanj gives you 16% spell amplification. How is that? How is that fair for squishy heroes like Shadow Shaman and Grimstroke? It's bad news.
Also, it's a Lotus Arm is a pretty good item in this game for the team buster.
Yes.
Like
is a very good
against
item.
the Grimstroke, against all the heroes from the side of the Dire at pointer spells. Grimstroke, Shaman, Tide, Tinker, PA, all are pointer spell heroes. So yeah, Lotus Orb is
Is
undoubtedly one
literally
of the best items.
so yeah, since Lotus Orb is the perfect counter to their spells in this game, do you think there would be a stage or a time when Slark would actually get a Lincoln Sphere? Just not to get soul binded or something?
I don't think he will be going for a Lincoln Sphere anytime soon. Like he will be completing his BKB, then after BKB probably he will be going for a Skadi or a Abyssal maybe, but not a.
Oh, he actually gets hexed. Is he gonna get shackled as well? No. The status resistance is enough. He is
Oh my god,
silenced.
that
So
was
Mariel gets blown up. Although he used his pack, the silence from the Grimstroke's Phantom's Embrace keeps him in position. And they actually decide to take this fight. Bane is gonna... Oh, he's not able to land the spell, and he's actually able to get some HP off of the Brain Sap. But he's able to fall finally to the hands of Grimstroke. Timbersaw is joining the fray. Queen of Pain ultimate gets thrown up. Titan dies instantly. The Grimstroke combo is gonna get thrown on Nyx. But since Nyx died, the Grimstroke Soulbind stopped instantly.
And the immediate Nyx buyback, they don't want to give that RS to the Dire side.
And that's all the more reason for Titan to buy back. Although they don't have Ravage, if they get the finish on the Tide Hunter, the Roche could completely be theirs. Oh, the PA actually stunned himself. The Queen of Pain ultimate is back in 8 seconds. Can they blow him up once again? No, they can't. They actually respect the fact that Queen of Pain is still having his BKB, having his spells, and he's gonna get the grab on an Arcane Rune. The Refresher Orb is what I see queued up by Icarus. I like this, but I very well understand that this can backfire. If you get soul binded, you can still die to the physical damage of Phantom Assassin.
I think rather than going for that like refresher of, I would suggest that he should have gone for Sanj Kaya, and Sanj Kaya would have been a better choice, I guess.
Sanj
Yeah.
and Kaya is definitely much better. Refresher is hella expensive as well. Kaya and Sanj is like half the price and twice the value to some extent. But at least they secure the Roche, so that's
Sanj Kaya into Shiva would have been a good choice, I guess, with like the amount of like.
I guess it's fine as long
should have
as they manage to use the Sonic Wave Refresher BKB combo correctly. He should be fine.
But I think that Shiva would have been a better item choice. Like it should like it would have just negated
Shiva's
the
also
damage
gives you
from
the
PA.
flying vision, right?
The flying
to-
vision plus also negated the damage from coming from PA also. So
Yes, correct. And
With
also
a
healing
dieback.
debuff.
yeah, healing
Also
debuff.
would- Hey, and also it helps you catch Tinker, man. The biggest thing. Oh, they actually see the heroes. PA is in trouble. They actually see the Slark. The Ravage gets blown up. It's useless. Pack is completely negating, and PA gets blown up with the Sonic Wave. He's still alive, but he is suffering. The leash is causing some serious problems, and Shadow Shaman buybacks. They're actually gonna rotate on his side. He is silenced. Is he gonna bounce out? He actually has the Pact, and the Shroud, the Depth Shroud, is gonna keep him alive. Manal coming in clutch, forcing buybacks and getting back to safety.
Two buybacks coming from one from Radiant side, one from Dire side. Bane buybacks along with Shadow
Both
Shaman.
on the position 5, yes. Shiva loves to buy back just to bait the opponent to commit into fighting and then rejoining the fights. I know this is some kind of strategy he's trying to implement. But
The
I
only
like how
problem
that-
the only problem that this Lark is facing is the Grimstroke silence. It's so very
and
annoying.
he's
for him.
gonna not have any problem real soon because he's only 500 gold away from closing in onto the
BKB.
BKB.
Yeah.
They're actually gonna hunt this PA over here.
Doesn't have PK
He
with
is
some
done with
silence.
BKB. They actually catch the Shackle and Hex combo on the Bane. That's dieback on the Bane. Shackle is used on the Nyx, and a Sonic Wave is gonna blow up the Tinker. And the Tinker is actually already dead, so PA needs to back up. Slark is gonna continue to hammer down on the supports of the opponent. He's gonna use the Depth Shroud as well. Aegis is still there, so this guy can definitely get the silence off. The gem from Grimstroke is not enough to catch the Slark. Did you see how narrowly the Queen of Pain escaped? Like, if there it could have been a couple of lucky hits.
Like KOP is like lacking some armor in this game against a PA.
You were right about the Shivas. You were actually right about the Shivas.
Once PA jumps and if that PA hits 2 or 3 criticals, that KOP would die like in no time.
Oh, the Phantom's Embrace is causing some problem, and the courier, which is the BKB, is going back. Manuel doesn't know that the courier is going back. He needs to call it back. It is actually going away from him. At least he's safe and secure, so Aegis gets used. He's probably gonna realize soon, like, oh, where's my BKB?
Probably he was just during the since he just dove into their base tower. He was just microing the courier.
Yeah, I know one thing for sure. Okay, like if you die, the courier which is coming, it actually goes back to base.
Yeah.
So you like to have some micro.
Oh, okay. So probably his Aegis he died because
he died, and that's the real reason why the courier went back to base. It's not him intentionally doing it.
Yeah. His Aegis got wasted actually.
But nonetheless, we see the game stalling into a 15k lead. Which was a non-stop bloodbath has reduced to a bit of careful plays on closing the game. The map is still not open, but you know, it's PA with Deso and BKB. You never know, especially with the shard.
POP has already completed his refresher off. Let's see, like, I think it's high time like he goes for Shiva now, because refresher
has given it. Yes.
Refresher with Shiva is pretty good also. Okay, so
even the Timbersaw is heading for a Shiva's next, and only Slark is heading for items like Lincoln Sphere. I like how he's going.
I think rather than going for a Shiva, I think Timbersaw could have gone for a Halberd. I guess it's pretty good against a PA. They have only one hitter, and that's PA. So if you go for,
they actually find the Grimstroke. He actually uses his BKB, and now there's a Tinker coming in. So they are gonna make sure the gem gets dropped. There's a huge Queen of Pain ulti which was thrown on the PA. PA is low HP. He gets gripped. He's gonna die. Tinker plays back to safety, and buyback is gonna come from the Grimstroke. But that's not enough. They even put an orb of their own, and gem gets picked up by Nyx. I like how this game
Clark is just running behind the Grimstroke. I'm gonna kill the Grimstroke. He has been silencing me the whole game. I'm not gonna spare him.
Yes, and the fact that you mentioned that BKB would solve the problem of Slark getting silenced by the Grimstroke's Phantom's Embrace is exactly what he did, and executed it perfectly. Tinker actually gets blown up. I actually tip the heck out of the Tinker, and they're gonna take the first set of racks. Tinker actually buybacks, gonna spams a few rockets, but there's barely anything he can do. There's a Nyx you would be spamming a few rockets into. Actually gets stunned. They're gonna continue to hammer down a few towers at mid. Slark is not getting back. He does have the Depth Shroud and Shadow Dance to play around with. My goodness, the blink hit from the Shadow Shaman. Even the Aghanim Shard from the Timbersaw is gonna help them siege even faster. But they decide to get back. Titan is up. He's gonna have Ravage in 50 seconds and need to play it dangerously. Well, it's a huge lead for the Radiant. It's 27k. Is there anything you think that can still get the Dire team back into the game?
Like the Dire team at this moment need a perfect fight. Without that, like they just need to silence their Slark and like chain stun that Slark. The Shadow Shaman needs to chain lock down the Slark and kill him before even like he pops his BKB. So that will be one of the
And to
ideal
make things
scenario.
worse, I gotta remind you, man, the Grimstroke actually lost his gem, which they were using
Yeah.
to kill the Slark.
So the Radiant side gonna play pretty safe, I guess. They'll be waiting for the Roshan to respawn, take their RS, take the Aegis, and then go for high ground rather than just diving.
Riptide just uses the gem vision to get the dewarding done. And another arcane rune. Grabbed by also, once they get the finish on the Tinker, it's gonna be dieback on the Tinker, right? So that's also a win condition for the Radiant team.
I think the QOP is only playing just to hunt the Tinker down. Like his only motive this game is to just burst down the Tinker. Last, like he will be just refresher and using both the ultimates on
Sonic
Tinker
waving
only.
the PA sometimes.
Yeah.
When her BKB is on.
That's some sort of that's like
Nice.
560 into
Uh-huh.
2, like 1000 damage, 1000 pure damage coming from Sonic Wave with the refresher.
Yeah, Icarus has kept the Grove Bow with him. It's like 15% magic reduction, right? There are items like Quickening Charm and Titan Sliver available, but still he's sticking to the Grove Bow.
Like
Finally, he has decided to go for the Death Relic. Oh, Shadow Shaman gets picked up once again. That five back. Timeless probably got the best item out of them all. Could have been Spell Prism. BKB gets used up. He's actually making an escape.
that Timbersaw shard is also breaking the tower so fast.
Yes, it is burning down this building so quickly. As Lincolns get popped, pipe gets used, timber chaining to safety. Slark is gonna head up ground. Nyx is just gonna burrow himself up. Without the Shadow Shaman, they gonna take a perfect fight. Oh, Tyrantry is actually heading for a Ravage now. The Pact actually gets the Ravage off, and they catch the Tinker.
PA burst down that PA. The QOP burst down that PA
Yes.
so fast.
GG gets called. It's three friends who are gonna take this series. They come back from a deficit of 1-0 and win 2-1. Anything you'd like to add, Lips of Angel, on the way three friends played?
Like they understood the game properly. They like in both the games their offlaner Sigma was making so much space for the team in the team fights. Like in the early game, even Slark had a tough lane, but the amount of space he got, the whole team gave him so much space to farm. Like he came online,